I first read the poem, I was totally kind of surprised, in fact, that this poem that's known to many Hungarians is almost totally unknown to Welsh people. Even Welsh academics I spoke to, Welsh nationalists, English-speaking Welsh people, it was pretty well unknown across the board because it dealt with the Bards of Wales, but written by a Hungarian. Hungary is a country that, very much like Wales, dominated by larger neighbours, in the Welsh case the English, and in Hungary's case, first of all the Turks, and then later the Austrian Empire. Many similarities exist between the two countries, both relatively small. Poetry has been important in both their cultures. Even the flag is the same colours, red, white and green. And interesting enough, the links in the chain bridge in Budapest were made in Pontypridd, of all places. So there are strong historical links between the two countries. And of course, both languages are fairly unique. Hungarian being, so I'm always been told, is related to Finnish as a kind of source, and it's not a Slavic language or the other countries surrounding it. So they're both kind of unique small nations. ARANY wrote this poem, although about Wales, in his mind it was about Hungary, but to avoid censorship and any political repercussions, he couched it in a kind of Welsh framework, really. Although it's really meaning for him and for Hungarians was that it was about Hungary. He wrote it in 1857, I believe, when Franz Joseph, Emperor of Austria, paid a visit to Hungary and demanded homage to him, which is a similar program to the Bard of Wales, similar story in that King Edward came to Wales, invaded Wales, and in 1277 in Montgomery Castle had a banquet and summoned bards to pay homage to him, and because they refused, he beheaded them. Obviously I worked by the English version, excellent translation done by Peter Zollman, Hungarian, who lives in London, in Walton-on-Thames, I believe, and it was the kind of word setting that's very comfortable to set. It trips off the tongue. It's not difficult to set to music, and it's quite inspiring in a way. The rhythm of the text lends itself to the rhythm of music. So in that sense, it was an easy task to do. I don't mean it was easy. Writing music is never always easy. Sometimes it's easier than other times. And within the parameters of one piece, you have difficult moments and more kind of lucid moments, I suppose. But overall, it went quite smoothly. Obviously, being Welsh, text meant quite a lot to us, whether English or Welsh-speaking Welshmen. So it invokes a lot of thoughts about the country, being a small country dominated by a larger neighbour, whether it's in sport or historically in politically. Most Welsh people are fiercely proud of their heritage and where they've come from, and this is shown, hopefully, in the setting of the text with the music. Musically, it goes through the whole gamut. There are three bards of varying ages. Some sing a very beautiful text, others very dramatic. The minstrel and page makes a couple of appearances, albeit very, very short. And the main narrative body is taken by the choir, who could be seen as kind of courtiers or people present at the events. As I say, it's for a large orchestra, with lots of percussion, rhythmic percussion. I mean, percussion used in a rhythmic sense, which I tend to do, which kind of drives the piece along, other than used very often in a classical sense, or just been for interjection and colour. So that's, roughly speaking, what the work is.